What's up guys, Houndish here, and today, oh boy, do we have some exciting stuff to talk about. So we're going to talk about an upcoming exotic quest in the game, and it looks like we're going to be returning to old Russia inside of a mission. So the Cosmodrome is actually going to return according to some leaked data from the recent update in Destiny 2. And we can also pretty much confirm that Thunderlord is coming back. We actually have perks in the database for it, as well as a missing heavy exotic. So we're going to talk about that. Morozov's Premonition of the future content, the potential doom of the Traveler, and pyramid ships. There's some pretty interesting stuff to talk about there. Some other hidden items that you'll find inside a Festival of the Lost, new secret chests, and a bunch of other stuff. So guys, if you do enjoy this video, a like below is very much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see a lot more D2 content. But for now, let's get straight into it. So we're going to talk about a secret quest, the return to the Cosmodrome, but firstly, I wanted to talk about Thunderlord. So of course, you may remember a little while ago, Anon9 on Reddit, who's previously been correct on a bunch of Destiny 2 Forsaken leaks, actually said that Thunderlord would be returning inside of Festival of the Lost. Now, we do have some evidence that this is actually the case. So, of course, if you look in the exotic collection, since the update yesterday, you will now see an unknown exotic right here in the heavy slot. Pretty good coincidence right there that there's a hidden heavy, and Anon9 just happened to say that Thunderlord would be returning, but this does go further. So I had a quick look through the database and the new items and things added in the update, and you'll find the perk Feeding Frenzy. Now, this hasn't been in Destiny 2. This isn't present on any weapons currently, but if you look back to our good old friend, the Thunderlord, it did indeed feature the perk Feeding Frenzy. So there are just too many sweet coincidences in a row at this point. Anon said that Thunderlord will be coming back. We now have a hidden heavy inside of the collection, and one of Thunderlord's perks, which hasn't been featured on anything else in D2 so far, is now in the database. Pretty much Thunderlord confirmed at this point. However, it doesn't end there either. So of course we know that there will be a quest to hunt the killers of Master Ives, and it seems pretty likely that this is where the Thunderlord is going to come from, but we have some new information about the quest, the mission, and some of the content that it's actually going to entail. So first up, you can see right here, these are some interactions with Amanda Holiday. These will be some of the steps as part of the quest. Amanda has caught a break in the hunt for clues about Master Ives. There's another one, Amanda has a tale to tell, one of death gone unnoticed, and a wrong to be righted. And then you've got the Lost Cryptarch. Amanda is not convinced that this story is over, but she wishes to thank you all the same. And then there is a reward, which is currently classified. On top of this though, we actually have audio file leaks, as well as more interactions that confirm the Cosmodrome will be returning as part of this quest. So first up, just listen to these leaked audio files.
That's where your ghost found you, huh? Wonder if you were part of the Exodus or someone who came along after. That's a highway to nowhere right there. I've flown all across this region and it's just rusted out cars, dead cities, rubble and rebar. But listen, I don't think my little trick is gonna fool Zavala twice. This might be the last time you ever set foot in the Cosmodrome.
So obviously Amanda talks about where our ghost was first found, and this is near the highway in the Cosmodrome. She talks about the highway to nowhere, filled with the cars of those who tried to escape the Cosmodrome, and then at the very end she talks about the Cosmodrome directly, the fact that we've gone behind Zavala's back to actually go out on this mission, and she says it'll probably be the final time that we step foot in the Cosmodrome. So this is all turning out to be pretty interesting. A quest that takes us back to the Cosmodrome. There are more kind of lines of text and things that we can use to actually link these things together. For example, the Fallen have set a trap for unwitting Guardians, eliminate them to bring justice to Ives' killers. There's an objective to explore the Cosmodrome, and one that says when you're done exploring Cosmodrome, head for the transit pad and return to the tower, but there might still be something of interest in the area, ... Now in the 2013 reveal for Destiny 2, they actually showed some Guardians fighting through the wall in the Cosmodrome, and famously, one of them is using the Jukan cannon that you can now get in the game. But on top of this, they defeat the Archon that comes out of the wall, and it actually drops a Thunderlord. And this was just what they were using, to show off the game, some of the drops. But it looks like this is actually going to be a shout back to this reveal in some way as well, with it being a mission back in the Cosmodrome, going through the wall, and ultimately acquiring the Thunderlord on top of the link to Master Ives. Essentially, this is a series of Easter eggs that build up and make this kind of quest, which is really cool if you ask me. And it looks like we'll have to wait till October 30th. That's when the Master Ives quest is set to launch, and that's when we'll get to head back to the Cosmodrome, hear more of Amanda's story, and presumably collect that Thunderlord. So let me know your thoughts down below. Looks like we've pretty much cracked it for now. Pretty exciting stuff. But of course, that is not the only thing that's new this week. So outside of the Festival of the Lost stuff, we are on a curse week, and that means the cycle in Dreaming City has reached its worst. And Morro has returned to the Oracle Engine and the Queen's Court. Now, when you go to see Morro, though, she's got some pretty interesting dialogue, and she shows us something pretty cool. So she actually shows us the kind of pyramid ships that we see at the end of the roadmap trailer for Destiny 2. But listen to this dialogue from Morro.
There are too many who fear what might thrive without it, and not enough who fear the wars that it seeks out so deliberately. Too much of a good thing will make you sick. Balance can come down to a single grain of sand. My people were born of calamity. Who knows what will awaken when it collapses again? Maybe only then will you understand. You may go.
Now, the fact that Morro says who knows what will happen when it collapses again, while she's showing us this pyramid ship, she's basically given us a premonition of the Traveler actually being attacked, our future, and the arrival of the pyramid ships. And honestly, with what Morro's saying, the links to Savathun's plan and what's happening in Dreaming City suggests even more strongly that these ships could indeed be linked to Savathun. I'm not sure if that's something that's previously been confirmed, but it does increase that likelihood, just basically teasing us of the arrival of these ships, which we don't know exactly when that will happen, whether it will be a Year 3 DLC for Destiny 2, or maybe the base story for Destiny 3, but it's certainly pretty interesting stuff, and you can check that out when you go to see Morro this week. But of course, we do have Shattered Throne and things like that if you want to hunt the Wish Ender, so definitely bear that in mind. Couple of items from the database which are pretty interesting, newly added with this particular update. We've got an exotic engram, an engram with remarkable encoding markers. A cryptarch would be thrilled to decode this to reveal its true nature. So it looks like a normal exotic engram, but it has been added inside of this update. It could be that you have to collect an engram or something during the Master Ives quest to actually get the reward. That might be what we're looking at potentially, but there are some other interesting items here. So you've got a fizzled ornament, an exotic consumable, and it says duplicate data found. This item is granted instead of an ornament when the ornament has been previously unlocked and it dismantles into a pile of bright dust. So basically, it looks like duplicate ornaments are re-enabled. And when that happens, you actually get this item instead, which can be broken down for bright dust. There is a legendary variant of this as well, so obviously it depends whether you're getting legendaries or exotics dropped. There's also a new prismatic matrix type thing for Eververse, but it's called a temporal surge. Only manifesting in this timeline for a short while, the temporal surge somehow brings Guardians echoes of beloved relics from past Eververse inventory. And if you look at some of the items in here, you've got an updated version of the mic drop, as well as the sweeping emote, and then a bunch of other older legendary emotes. So I'm not sure how this will work or when it will pop up, but it's pretty neat stuff. Of course, in the game, we do have the new mode, the Haunted Forest. I did do a guide on that yesterday. Of course, this is how you acquire the fragmented souls that ultimately unlock you masks, as well as the Horror Story auto rifle. Something to mention is that you'll occasionally see hidden chests inside of this mode, and they're just off to the side. I believe if you have Mercury scanners on your Ghost, you can actually see them from a further distance. But there are a couple of additional chests that can grant you a couple of fragmented souls, so they may be worth grabbing if you're close to them. Of course, it depends on the type of run you're doing. If you're trying to get to wave 13 or something, you probably don't want to be grabbing chests. But otherwise, we were playing through a little bit more casually. They're almost certainly going to be worth grabbing if you see them. So that's pretty interesting stuff as well. I should also mention, if you were interested in the Truth to Power lore, that book has actually started dropping bit by bit in the game. And you'll get different sections of it when you visit Morro this week in the Oracle Engine. So definitely don't miss that if it's something you're interested in. But for now, guys, that is going to summarize today's video. So pretty interesting stuff. The new quest in the Cosmodrome is sounding pretty exciting. It'll be really neat to actually get to go back there. If it's going to happen, it'll definitely be in the confines of a mission as opposed to a place that we could visit over and over again. Although we will have to wait and see exactly how it turns out. Definitely going to be interested to see how Thunderlord in D2 will actually work, especially now that it's looking like that is essentially confirmed. So let me know your thoughts about that, guys, or any of the other stuff in this video. But if you have enjoyed it, a like is very much appreciated. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe if you want to see a lot more Destiny 2 content. Gotta say a massive thanks for all of the support you've shown me here on the channel recently. It's been absolutely insane. I hope you guys are enjoying Festival of the Lost, and whatever you get up to for now, I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you have an awesome day.